Hey guys, it's finally here. We finally have our hands on some of the 7-star units available over here in Global. So today we're going to be going over my review of the 7-star awakenings for all of the currently available units. This is not going to include Squall, this is not going to include Renoa. They're going to be on their own banner review where I go over that banner. That's going to be out tomorrow, but this is today. We'll be touching on primarily the new skills available to these units. If there's some older skills that the units do have that are prevalent because of the new skills, they work in a different manner with each other, then we'll take a look at the old ones too. But primarily this is going to be covering the new skills, the new passives, and the new limit bursts that some of these units will have. So the first one we're going to go over here today is a Lightning. Lightning does return. Okay, so she's pretty strong. We're going to touch on her TMR here. So you need to have the TMR on in order to have access to the trust ability. All her TMR does though is 3 defense and then gives her 2-hit combo, which makes her auto attacks hit 2 times. Not that big of a deal. Her super TMR here is the Omega weapon though, and it gives 176 attack. It's a single-handed, non-elemental sword. So that's a pretty strong TMR. Nothing super insane. It is a sword, not a great sword. It'd be a little bit better if it was like a great sword, in my opinion. It's not anything crazy like a sword gun. Okay, nothing crazy like that. It's just a sword. About 176 attack. That's going to be very strong because she does have access to true dual wield actually already. So let's go over here. Let's scroll down. Let's find some of her new 7-star skills. So you can see here, Lightning Strike is a 2-turn cooldown available on turn 2. So you can't use this right away. It's a 3-hit skill, so it doesn't chain very well, but it does chain finish decently well. It's only 3-hit. It is physical damage 11 times multiplier to one enemy, decrease their lightning resistance by 100% for 1 turn to one enemy as well. So you can imperil with this, and if you do have dual wield, you will go ahead, hit them for an 11 times multiplier, put the imperil on them, then the second hit will come in, 11 times multiplier, and then you have the imperil on there for 1 turn, but the second hit's going to benefit from the imperil, even if you didn't have any imperil pre-existing before using the skill. Super strong, lets her chain finish quite well, but the super cool skill that she gets here is Endless Army. Increase attack, defense, magic, and spirit by 150% to yourself for 3 turns. In this physical damage, 7.2 times multiplier to one enemy, and it is 12 hit, and it is quick hit chaining frame. So Lightning can chain with Tidus now, which is super awesome. There's the quick hit frames just for you to see that. Insane skill, 7.2 times multiplier. She can chain with another 7-star Lightning, she can chain with 6-star Tidus, she can chain with 7-star fixed dice Tidus, a bunch of different stuff. Very awesome to have that there. Now, she also has more stuff here. She has Knight of Aurora. If you have her TMR equipped, this is her trust ability. It'll give her 80% bonus attack as a passive. And it gives a 3.0 multiplier increase to Crushing Blow, which we'll go over later. It increases equipment from your attack by 30%. When dual wielding, this is 30% true dual wield. Basically, this is going to be a new term that's popping up. Just how like double hand work, where like double hand is like you get X amount of percent of the attack of all of your gear combined. So say you had like, let's say you had very bad gear, you had 100 attack on your gear, right? If you had 50% double hand, well, you'd get 50% of however much attack collectively is on your gear. It'd be 50 attack. This is how true dual wield works. So you get 30% of the collective attack of all of your pieces of gear. Both your weapons, your headpiece, your accessories that has flat attack on it, your body piece. You get 30% of all of that. So if you have her super TMR that's 176 attack, you will get 30% of that. You'll get 30% of the other weapon you have, the other headpiece. So you can see how strong this is. In addition to that, you get 80% attack bonus there, which is absolutely insane because she is a 7-star, and 7-stars, as you know, have much higher base stats. I think after pot, she has like 250, 260 base attack. So you get 80% of that. So you're getting just shy of 200 attack just from this alone right there. Okay, then she gets 20% MP as a passive, and then she gets Lassie Brand, HP, defense, and spirit plus 20%. 20% attack when equipped with a sword, so her super TMR, some other sword, easy to get there. And then 20% attack when equipped with a gun. Now guns are usually pretty weird, pretty strange, but we did just have an event, and if you have 7-star Lightning, you probably just did the event where we got the Bronthes, which is 120 attack, single wield, lightning elemental gun. This gives you a lightning gun that you can dual wield with. It makes all your attacks lightning element. You can combine this with her 100% lightning imperil, all right, from Lightning Strike, or you can combine it with Crushing Blow. So Crushing Blow gets a 3 times modifier increase. So in her enhancements, she actually gets Crushing Blow plus 2 here, which makes it a 3.5 mod. This does stack with the new enhancement, so it's actually a 6.5 times multiplier with reduced lightning elemental resistance by 75% for 3 turns as well. It doesn't really chain super well. I mean, it's 4 hit, not anything crazy there. Yeah, but you can put that Imperil on and then start quick hitting, right? So pretty strong. It's almost like taking a turn off with Titus to use his limit burst. You're not really doing a whole bunch of damage that turn, and then you start quick hitting. This isn't a limit burst. You're just crushing blow +2, and then you start doing damage with the quick hit skill. So that's awesome there. And then Army of 1 actually gets increased here. Physical damage 18 times multiplier to one enemy. Very strong, very hard hitting. Most of the time you're going to be using dual wield lightning, so it's going to do a decent amount of damage, but you'd be better off just spamming her 7.2 times multiplier and chaining with that. All right, the Army of 1 animation still extremely long. You can't really chain with it. You can't really chain finish with it. But what it does do here is at 7-star, if you max it out, she does have a 74% defense break. So this puts her up into the ranks of, like, you know, Veritas for the Light at 6-star, Unite at 6-star, stuff like that. She gets a nice 74% defense break. So what do I think about Lightning as a unit? Should you awaken her? What is she good for? So she's gonna hit a really high stat. She's gonna be able to cap her attack out really well. She's gonna get true dual wield, which is gonna be a thing only a couple of units will get nowadays. She has really nice multiplier, 7.2 times. Okay, she can chain finish as well if you want her to with an 11 times multiplier every once in a while. She has lightning and peril. She has an easily accessed build, right? You just kind of need like some sort of non-elemental sword or great sword. Get the Brontes that we just got the other day. Okay. Trust Moogle up, her TMR, put that on her. That's 80% attack right there. She hits the cap so fast. She gets 30% true dual wield. And as we can see, she can get 50 attack from pots here and 192 right there. So she hits, what is that, 242 base attack. And you can hit the 300% cap pretty easily and then get on top, or get additional attack on top of that 300% cap with the true dual wield. So she's gonna be pretty strong. If you're a new player and she's one of the 7-stars you can awaken, I would tell you to do so. Get Lightning Strike, get Endless Army. If you haven't been able to chain yet, this is gonna be a world awakener for you right here. So she's one of the best units I think we have available at 7-star currently. Will she get outclassed? Yeah, every damage dealer in the game gets outclassed. From what we know on, even the ones that outclass the ones we have now get outclassed. That's just how the game works. Doesn't mean they're bad. No. I think she's her and a couple other units are the ones that I would awaken to 7-stars immediately, bar none, if you need to do damage. So next up we have Delita, our boy here. So his TMR is the Moonblade, 118 attack, Dark Elemental. That's going to activate his Trust Mastery ability. Then we have his Super TMR, the Subservient, which I've heard quite a few things about. People be like, it's scary. I don't know if I'll use it. It seems bad. 2,000 damage is a lot. No, this Super TMR is one of the best Super TMRs in the game, hands down, bar none, from now into the future. If you can make these, make them. Put them all on the same unit. If I could wear 2 to 3 Subservients on the same unit, I would. Okay, 80% attack is insane because of what we just talked about. The 300% attack cap. It's going to be a cap for right now. It's going to get 400% in the future. It's going to be increased to 400%, I should say. That's going to be insane. But 80% is worth more than it used to be because your base attack is higher. If you have 250 base attack instead of like 150, the 80% is going to be super awesome. Every 100% attack is going to give you 250 raw attack. That's insane. The fixed damage 2,000 per turn, not that big of a deal. A lot of the buffers that you run into nowadays, so many units have some sort of HP regen that's just happening every turn, right? I think I have in my case, I have Nicole running around. He's got like 400 of spirit. Okay, his all stat buff just randomly puts HP regen up, and it ticks for like 3,000, 3,500 per turn. A bunch of different healers have HP regens. You know, runners have HP regens are everywhere. 2,000 is not that big of a deal. Plus, keep in mind that if you put this on a 7-star unit, your base stats are higher, your base HP is higher. Any sort of random HP you get on him, there's lots of units running around. I think my Olive has like no HP on her right now. I'm working on her. She's got like 9,000 health, so it's not that big of a deal. Your units as damage dealers aren't running around with like 4,000 HP anymore. They're running around with like 8,000, 9,000 health. So keep that in mind. Definitely insane. Definitely want to max it out. Now, what does he do as a unit? Well, he gets a couple things. He gets Northern Sky Apprentice, 6 times multiplier, 6-hit skill. There's only a couple chaining partners with him. Basically, as far as I know, it's only other units who learn Northern Sky Apprentice. So I think it's him and Ramza for right now. Then he has his Karma Blade, 2-turn cooldown available on turn 2. Just like Lightning Strike, is at 11 times multiplier and decreases dark resistance this time by 120% for 3 turns. So a little bit of dark and peril, that's okay, but nothing great. He does get dual break though. Use break skills twice in 1 turn. So you get to use his 65% enhanced breaks, the armor break and the spirit break, twice in one turn. That's okay, but I don't really think that's game breaking for Delita. Some passive he gets Full Moon as his trust ability. He gets 100% double hand if we put Moonblade on him. Okay, then he gets 20% attack, 20% MP, and then Treacherous Fiend increases attack and MP by 50% when equipped with a sword, and then he gets equipment attack, so double hand by 50% when using a one-handed weapon, and increases Northern Sky Apprentice by 1.6, so Northern Sky Apprentice is 7.6 times multiplier there. He's pretty cool. You can actually fit him onto your team. If you can have someone else on your team that chains with Northern Sky Apprentice, you can have someone like Delita with a 65% defense Spirit Break, and then chain and do damage for you with Northern Sky Apprentice. Delita's problem is that he's lacked the dark element, and the only other person that you would want to have on your team right now, outside of like another normal Delita, is Ramza, and Ramza, in my opinion, is much better than Delita is. Okay, Delita does have 65% defense and Spirit Breaks. Lightning Stab gets enhanced to a 12.0 multiplier, but he doesn't hold a penny to Delita. I wouldn't worry about using Delita, leveling up, anything like that. Just get a super TMR if you can, and get them in droves if you somehow have multiple Delitas. Now Ramza though, Ramza's really good. Okay, Ramza's really good for a lot of people out there who don't have a breaker yet. This guy is nuts. He's insane. So Brave Suit, as we've seen, know and love, 15% attack, 15% magic. Attribution, 60 defense, 60 spirit, 15% HP, and then resists all elements by 20% as well. So Super Teamer, his light shield, pretty strong. Nothing to like break the game over or anything, but if you can pick it up, get it, you'll use it every once in a while. Now, what does Ramza get at 7 stars? So he gets Spirit Break, 60% 5-turn Spirit Break. Defense Break, 60% 5-turn Defense Break. He also gets Northern Sky Apprentice. He gets Morale Boost, which is a 3-turn cooldown. You can use this on turn 1. You can use it whenever you want, as the battle starts, then 3 turns after that. Grants an HP shield, 2,000 HP shield for 3 turns to all allies. This can help you, while it's not broken, it'll help you on thresholds maybe. You need a little bit more HP, getting some of your 6-star units through some of the more difficult thresholds in the future, something like that. It's not game breaking, but it does have its uses. Okay, obviously put this on Liquid Metal Slime. All right, make Liquid Metal Slime just a god. Okay, one other thing you can do is I'll go over it when we go over olives and stuff like that, but self-damaging abilities that damage yourself equal to percentages of your HP, they actually check your HP and they don't account for the shield. So if you have 10,000 health and you have a skill that's like deal 10,000 damage to yourself, well, normally it tries to auto kill you, but if you have like morale boost on them, you'll do 10,000 damage to yourself, and if you're at 10,000 HP with a 2,000 HP barrier, you'll end up at 2,000 life, and you won't die. So that's a use there for it as well. But all importantly here, we have the dual break. So now we have a 60% Spirit Break, 60% Defense Break, and then with his enhancements, 60% Attack Break, and a 60% Magic Break for 5 turns. So you can do all of the breaks, dual cast them at 6% is insane. If you're not using CG Lid yet, you don't have her limit burst maxed out, you're missing a breaker, you definitely want to pick Mercenary Ramza up and use him on your party. He's going to make the game so much easier for you. If you've been running around 45% breaks, you move up to 60% breaks, and you've been still able to clear content pretty well, you will be able to you'll be like, this game's easy mode now. Maybe you don't want to enhance Ramza, maybe the game would be too easy for you, I don't know. But then we have Rallied Courage here. If you have his TMR, which is Brave Suit equipped, he gets Defense and Spirit, HP and MP plus 15%. Doesn't make or break the unit there. You don't even have to worry about getting his TMR for that. MP plus 20%. And then Heroic Omen, increase attack plus 50%, HP and MP plus 15%, will equip with sword, and 50% limit burst gauge fill rate. The other thing that Ramza does get here, keep in mind that he does get an enhancement to his LB here. Shout, if you max it out, becomes 130% attack and magic buff. If you leave it at level 1, it's 101% attack and magic buff. I would recommend that you leave it at level 1. And notice here, his limit burst only goes up from 16 cost to 18. It's one of the cheapest 7-star limit bursts in the game, and he does have Entrust all the way back from level 1. So not only can he break 60% attack, defense, magic, and spirit with dual cast, you can give yourself your team a little bit of buffs with his Hair Rhyme if you still need it to, although it's not really his job anymore. He has the all-important Entrust to spam super strong limit bursts like olives. There's so many strong limit bursts that you can just make him spam. Make him your support, and then you can make him do other things on top of that. If you have different pieces of gear, maybe you have a Pod 153 to make him do chaining and physical damage reduction. Maybe you have Barusa's TMR to make him break and then do Barusa's damage reduction. Bunch of different stuff, Riku's pouch, so many things. You can give him one more thing to do and he becomes absolutely insane for you. So definitely, if you don't have any sort of like 60% plus breaker on your team, get Ramza. Use him, love him. He's going to be great for you for a long while. All right, so Dark Knight Cecil, my boy. Dark Knight Cecil, dude. All right, what you got? Deathbringer is your TMR, 120 attack, Dark Elemental, Great Sword, single-handed with 50% Man-Eater. His super TMR is Dark Sword Arts, increases the attack of... Okay, gives you 100% double hand, not true double hand. That's 100% double hand and 30% attack. Problem with this is that anyone who wants normal double hand is someone like Olive, or they want to do true double hand instead. So Olive, she's going to have 250% double hand right out of the gate. She doesn't need 100% more. So you can use this on her, but it's not the greatest thing ever. Most units who are trying to double hand anything nowadays are trying to true double hand. The single your double hand is not enough. So this super teamer is not the greatest. You can pick it up and maybe you'll find a use for it, but most of the time you're not really going to find one. All right, so as a 7-star, he gets Ominous Aura, single target, costs no MP, restores 50% HP and MP to one ally, and mitigates damage taken by 50% for one turn to one ally as well. I do not know if there's a lore reason for him to be a healer now or something, but he's got that skill. Then he's got Soul Over, not Oversoul, but Soul Over, 5-turn cooldown available on turn 1. Increases physical damage against humans by 100% for 3 turns to the caster, and do 13 times multiplier as physical damage to one enemy on a single hit skill. So he gets a nice strong chain finishing skill. He gets a Zargobath wannabe skill, I guess, as well. And then 7-star skills here, he gets Karma Blade, which gives him another 100% attack when single wielding a one-handed weapon, with 20% attack attached to it, and 25% dark resistance, 20% spirit as a passive, and then 50% magic and physical killer to humans, 20% attack and HP when equipped with a great sword, and 50% magic and 50% attack. So what you can see, Dark Knight Cecil actually didn't get any new damaging skills. He got some double hand stuff. But really outside of this new cooldown skill, he's still going to be firing off Soul Eater +2 and Dark Cannon, and it just does not really hold up very well. You're not true double handing with him, you're just double handing with him. He's got a nice Imperil still at 100%, but he's just 6-star Dark Knight Cecil with a heal, a little bit higher base stats, and the Soul Over skill that you can use every once in a while. So Dark Knight Cecil, I don't even think it's worth your gil right now. The Super TMR probably isn't even worth your gil getting. Maybe if you want the 50% trust Moogle, but Dark Knight Cecil is definitely one to pass on, in my opinion. Now, the next one here, we have Luneth. Roll the physical attack. We have Celestial Gloves, 30 raw stats on an accessory, and then we have Luneth's Clothes, which is 45 attack, 1 defense, 1 spirit body piece that has 30% fire, wind, water, and earth resistance, I do believe, is what Luneth's super teamer is. And his clothing, super insane. Luneth's Clothes, awesome. If you true double hand anything, true dual wield anything, you can make Luneth's Clothes. So if you're using an attack unit, if your unit uses attack for a stat, guys, you get this boy's TMR. You get a super TMR, I mean. You get a super TMR, you put it on your body piece. Ooh, never tasted so good. Victory. All right, so moving on. His gets Blade Torrent here, physical damage 4.0 multiplier with consecutive damage increase 3 times for a 2 times multiplier increase per time. So it goes up to a 10 times mod. All right, it goes up to a 10 times mod. It's a 3-hit skill. Can't chain with it. Maybe chain finish with it. That's about it. So he's got a new chain finishing skill, which he kind of already did anyway with run through and stuff like that anyhow. Then he has Sword Shower. I like this skill. Pretty cool. It's a 3-turn cooldown available on turn 3. That's the major drawback with it, is that if you're bringing Luneth, you really want to just use Sword Shower because it's so strong. 2 Luneth, so strong with Sword Shower. You just can't use it all that often, and you can't use it very much. Those mean the same thing. Yes, they do. So physical damage combo 8 times to 1.8 multiplier each, and it's a 3-hit skill. So what does this mean? It's a barrage skill. Okay, he's gonna move forward, attack, back, attack, back, attack, back. Do this 8 times, and each time he moves up to 1.8 multiplier, it's a 3-hit combo. Okay, and it's a random enemy. So number 1 drawback with this skill, it's got a lengthy cooldown. You can't use it at the start of the fight. Then you get to use it 1 time, and then you can't use it again. So that's number 1 cooldown, or number 1 drawback. Number 2 drawback, random enemy. So if there's more than 1 enemy that you're fighting against, you can't really use this and have it be reliable. Okay, those are the 2 big drawbacks. Those are big drawbacks, guys. Plus side, it chains. If you have 2 Luneths, which it's the only person it chains with, obviously because the skill's so weird, 2 Luneths can perfectly change. 2 Luneths against a single target, assuming that you can move fine. Sword Shower, I think it does like a 90-something chain, which is pretty cool. It's a 14.4 times multiplier total. Keep that in mind, even though all this sounds really cool. It is a chaining skill with a 14.4 times multiplier, basically. So just think of it as, what, think of it as a 24 hit skill. Okay, that is 24.4 times multiplier total. Really cool skill. Awesome stuff to see him have. That's the main thing for him, though. And then we have his Master Freelancer TMR abilities. Have to have Celestial Glove equipped. Attack and defense and HP plus 20%. Upgrade your LB. We'll look at the upgraded LB in a second. Spirit plus 20%, and then Eternal Wind, 30% equipment from attack when, or 30% attack from equipment when dual wielding. So true dual wield 30%, and then increase LB gauge by 2 per turn. Now, max level LB. So if you have his TMR unequipped, if you don't have it on, then you have this one here, 13.5 times multiplier, 1 hit to an enemy with 74% defense break. If you do have his Trust Mastery ability on, 13.4 or 4.5 times multiplier to 1 enemy, decrease 74% defense to 3 turns to 1 enemy, and decrease fire, water, wind, and earth resistance by 74% for 3 turns to 1 enemy as well, and then you full heal your MP. So what I think about Luneth, he's kind of cool. Is he like super good? I think Lightning's better than him, because the strongest thing you can do with him is his 7-star Blade Torrent skill, Sword Shower. Outside of that, you're going to be using his LB, Sword Shower. You'll probably fill your LB up after you Sword Shower, honestly, because you're going to be hitting so many times. But the problem with him is he's going to revolve around using Sword Shower now, and not revolve around really using Advanced Cut Through anymore. You can still do this, but you need to like Advanced Slay, right? Advanced Slay, Blade Torrent, Advanced Slay, Blade Torrent. Now, 1 plus though. Okay. Cut Through plus 1 plus 2. You can actually use Advance to buff your attack up into Cut Through, or you can use Blade Torrent. So, he's going to be a chain finisher, okay, that can chain. And that's the other thing about him, is that like his new cool thing is that he chains, but at his core, he's still a chain finisher. He has a 1-hit Limit Burst, he has 1 hit on Cut Through, he has 1 hit on Blade Torrent. So are you going to bring 2 Luneths to a fight so you can change Sword Shower? No, because you're basically bringing 2 chain finishers. Outside of Sword Shower, all they do is chain finish. So you're going to have to bring 2 chainers, 2 chain finishers, a tank, a healer, and a support to your fight. That's 7 units. So I don't know how we're going to do that, but maybe you can do that. Maybe you can make it work. Not in 10-mans either. Don't leave that in the comments below, because you can't bring 2 Luneths to 10-man. All right, so Luneth is all right, but I'd pass on him as well. Get the super TMR. So Gilgamesh here, though, physical attacker. Yes. Genji Glove, we all know it, we all love it. 10% attack, 10% magic. Dual wield. All right. Genji Helm, 45 attack, helmet with 15 defense, 2 spirit, and then resistance to darkness plus 30%, and then immunity to paralyze, confuse, and petrify. It's a pretty good helmet. You use it on units who cannot wear stuff like Precious Hairpin, where they can't wear hats. If you need to be able to only wear a helm, you have access to Genji Helm, and you have access to Helmetless Dragoon Knight's Helm, which sounds weird that I'm saying it out loud, that you have access to the dude who doesn't even actually own a helm anymore. Maybe he dropped it, but you only get it after he starts to like you a lot, because this is Trust Mastery. What, do you just have in his back pocket? Come on, Kane. I thought you were supposed to chain with Leela. What happened? All right, so anyway, it's pretty good. Get it. The elemental or the ailment resistances aren't that big of a deal, because you're going to be putting this on a damage dealer. When's the last time that you've had to have just your damage dealer be immune to different status ailments and not your entire team? Usually nowadays you have to have your entire team immune to status ailments, not just one person. Instead of putting like ribbons on ribbons everywhere, and then putting Genji Helm on someone, what are you going to do? You're going to bring Mystic, you use Clear Veil. You're going to bring someone who can do AoE immunity, whatever is happening. So like the ailments on the helm, not really that big of a deal. It's basically just a raw 45 attack helmet. All right, so with that being said, what does this man do? He does a whole lot of garbage. So we'll go into I Suppose I Misjudged later. So he's got Secret Sword of Scalapor, fixed damage of 1 damage to 1 enemy. Decrease attack, defense, magic, and spirit by 55% for 3 turns. So he's got 55% full break. That's pretty cool. He's got a 7-hit. It does chain with the Orlando chaining family. But since it's a fixed damage attack, he's going to do 1 damage per hit. So have fun with that. He's going to hit for 7 damage. You cannot change it really outside of killers. And if you want to do 2 damage, maybe you can do that. He's got a secret sword, Kotetsu, physical damage 5.5 times multiplier to 1 enemy. Negate 2 physical damage taken for 3 turns to the caster. 4-hit skill, doesn't really chain finish. Kind of garbage. He's got secret sword, Naginata. Increase limit burst gauge by 3 to 5 to all allies. Nice support skill. Okay, nice support skill. His 7-star Genji code, if you have his TMR equipped, he gets 30% true dual wield, and it upgrades his limit burst, which we'll go over shortly. We have secret hero arts, upgrades the modifier of the following skills by 1 times modifier. We have snow petal, tri attack. So let's go over snow petal and tri attack later. 1.0 multiplier each increase. Remember that. Now he has collector. He's a collector of weapons. He's Gilgamesh. So he's got swords, large swords, and swords. Okay. Each of these is going to give them a resistance to a certain elemental. So this one is fire. The next one will be ice, then wind, then water, and earth. And they also give him a different killer. So the first one here for short swords, large swords, and swords, he gets a 75% physical magical killer against beasts and a 50% fire resistance. Katanas gives him 50% ice resistance and 75% human killer plus. Stabs and rods gives him 50% wind resistance and 75% demon killer. Okay, plus. Stabs and rods, boys. Stabs and rods. All right. Bows and instruments. I want to be a bard. I want to be the bard, Gilgamesh style. Gives him water resistance plus 50% and 75% undead killer. So the bow one you can use. I don't know what sort of instrument you're going to put on Gilgamesh to do physical damage though. Axe hammers and maces gives him 50% earth resistance and 75% stone killer. That's fine there. Collector spears gives him light resistance by 50%, 75% dragon killer. Collector whips and fists gives him lightning resistance 50% and 75% machine killer, which is pretty cool there. And then last but not least, throwing weapons and guns, 50% dark resistance and 75% a bird killer. So he's got all the killers, all that fun stuff. Pretty cool, honestly. Some of them are locked in some like really weird weapons like bows and instruments and staves for some reason. I don't know who came up with the staff thing, but whatever. His level 120 ability is Genji Mastery. Increase attack, defense, magic, and spirit, HP and MP by 15%. When equipped with Genji Blade, Genji Glove, Genji Shield, Genji Helm, Genji Armor, or Genji Armor Replica. So good luck getting all of those. I'm pretty sure they don't stack. I think you need the Blade, the Glove, the Shield, the Helm, and the Armor. And the Armor isn't even out yet. So I would love to see someone have this ability being useful right now. That's a 10-man trial reward. It's like the second to last one. So that's good. Alright, now we have I Suppose I Misjudged. Okay, so I Suppose I Misjudged in his limit burst. Alright, so I Suppose I Misjudged will unlock Fighting All 4 of you. If you used Fighting All 4 of you, you'll get 300% defense for 3 turns, and I'll unlock It Is Just Too Tough for Me for 1 turn. If you use It Is Just Too Tough for Me, you will unlock I lied for 1 turn and buff your spirit by 300%. If you go with the I lied, you will restore yourself by 100% HP and MP to yourself, and then jump in the air for 1 turn, and then when you land, you'll come down and do a 15 times multiplier to all enemies. So you have to, I Suppose I Misjudged, fight all 4 of you, is just too enough for me, I lied, go in the air and come back down, and then you can do a 15 times multiplier. That's 5 turns. Don't. Just stop. Just don't. Okay? Just don't. Now, if you use his LB, so Gilgamesh Transform upgraded, you need to have it upgraded. If you don't have it upgraded, you do not unlock these skills. That's the difference. If you have it upgraded, it's going to be attack, defense, magic, and spirit buff by 120% for 5 turns, and enables access to the following abilities for 4 turns. Excalibur, Genji Blade, Muramasa, and Zantetsuken. These skills pretty integral. It's the only reason to even try to use him. Secret Sword Art Excalibur is a 7.8 times multiplier, light physical damage, 7-hit skill. It is the Divine Ruination Chaining family. Secret Sword Art Genji Blade is a 4.5 times multiplier to all enemies with minus 60% all element resistance for 3 turns as well, and is a 1-hit skill, so you chain finish with it. Secret Sword Muramasa is a 5-hit 15.2 times dark elemental hybrid attack. So hybrid like Frivia, so pretty much half that multiplier, so you're looking at like a 7.6 times multiplier. And then Secret Sword Zantetsuken, it's not really half that, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. It's not a 15 times mod, it's like a 10 times mod. Secret Sword Art Zantetsuken is an instant KO 35% or deal physical damage with a 6.0 mod to all enemies. This is what you get after you limit burst, so before you can do anything with him that deals any amount of damage whatsoever, you have to build his limit burst up to unlock these skills. Outside of that, you're relying on his old 6-star skills. They got a little love. They got 1.0 modifier increases, so you know, Tri Attack is a 4.0 modifier now, 12-hit skill. Snow Petal is a 3.0 mod with ignore 65% defense, which I think that's like, I don't even know, like a 66% damage increase or something crazy like that. I think Snow Petal plus 2 is somewhere around like a 5.5 times modifier chain finisher. But is Gilgamesh worth enhancing? Hell no. No, he's not good enough, dude. These hoops, all the hoops you have to jump through to make him like good, just use Agrius or something and Divine Ruination Chain. He doesn't really have very many chaining partners outside of the Orlandu family. If you are using the Orlandu family, you have to like limit burst with Gilgamesh first, and then you can start using his skill, and only for like 3 turns after you limit burst. It's just a mess, guys. You don't want to be doing that, okay? So with Gilgamesh, you're going to be ending part 1. Don't worry, we're having both parts up today, but I didn't want to have it to be like an hour and something long video for you guys. So we're going to split into 2 parts so you can watch them at your leisure. We're going to be doing Dark Fina, Marie Olive, Orlandu, Wilhelm, and Seabreeze Dark Fina in the next video. Hopefully you guys found this entertaining. Hopefully I'll have the next one up for you ASAP. If you want to see that one when it does come up, do hit that subscribe button to see it when it is released today. And I'll catch you guys in the next one for sure. If you missed it as it came out, it'll be in the playlist section as well in the 7-star playlist category. So check that stuff out. 7-star awakening guides, 7-star unit, advanced unit guys will be coming out as well soon. So be sure you check those out, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.